We are doing Leetcode 3439. Reschedule meetings for maximum free time. So let's read it really quick. You can reschedule at most K meetings. And how many can you move such that it allots the most free time? Okay. So we're trying to maximize which ones have the greatest space, I think. Or is it DP? So okay. So for here, since we only have K, we can only move one. We can move this here, but that would be a bad idea. Move this here. Yeah. Why is it a bad idea? So we have one here. You want to move this left. What is this 5 for? The length? Yeah. So you find the biggest gap, perhaps, and then move away from that? What if you have that and then also what if you have this, which is 5 and 1, but then also a 4 and a 3? Yeah, so you don't always want to maximize for the biggest gap because if you have a 5, it'd be 5 plus 1. But you might want to look at the numbers. So it'd be 1 plus 5 plus 3 plus 4. And then you could just combine. See, 1 and 1. And since k is 1, you can combine them 1. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. If you have 5, 1, your output's 6. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to create a list of spaces. This is going to be, I think, the solution. So we're going to want to accumulate the spaces. So 4. This is really weird, though. Like the start and end times in like different. All right, I guess 4i in range of. We could do the zip of start time, end time, right? And then that would give us start end. Let's see here. It's gonna be interesting. So spaces is gonna equal spaces dot append last plus start, right? So the last would be 0, and then the start would be 1 in this example. Then we would set last equal to end, and this is going to be s. Okay. And then we're going to loop over spaces again. Oh, we have edge cases here. Spaces dot append last plus event time, which is how long the event's gonna last. So like if you had a value that ended at 5, but event time was 6, you'd still want a space of 1 there. And if not, it's gonna be 0. So and then we're gonna want to do another for loop here for I in range of spaces, and here we're gonna want to do yeah, I think maybe 3 here, I'm not sure. So total equals, so now we're gonna do the accumulation thing, and I'm kind of doing a sliding window, but I'm starting it with an offset of 3 here. So it's gonna equal, sorry, not, well, 3 is if k is, sorry, this should be k, not 3. So if it's 1, that means that will include, should be k plus 1. All right, so it's gonna be spaces of colon to 2, which means you count the first, or k rather. You count the first value. So if it's 1, it would be 0 to 1. Yeah. And then you would do total of k. So essentially we're doing a sliding window, k minus, or I minus k. So I minus, so if I is 2, k would be, or if k is 1, which means you get 2 values. It would start at 2, so it'd be 2 minus 1. You actually want to do this, so you can get you can delete the first value, or whatever the first value is. Yeah, it's just kind of going like that, and then we add the new value. Right? And then we would take the max of max value and total. So essentially what we're doing here is, let me just put this, is we're literally sliding with the window where we remove the old value, old space, and we add the new space in for each space. And this shouldn't even run if there's k equals 1. It should just like barely run. Run for like one iteration. Let's just run this. Yeah, it should be line of spaces here. This shouldn't be total. This should be spaces. Sorry. Sliding window on the spaces, not the total. Uh, List and type int. We have to do the sum of this. We were just listing out the list of the total. Okay. 15, 33. Very interesting. All right, let's just see what. Just print spaces really quick and just see kind of what we're looking with here. This is wrong. Okay, it should be 1. Should be 1. This logic's wrong. It should be start minus last. Right? So yeah, 1 minus 0, 3 minus 2. And this should be event time minus last too. Whoops, little bugs here and there. Now we're passing those test cases. So remove the print because sometimes we get a memory exceeded. And that's a solution for today. So yeah, to go over the kind of the work here, that's a pretty nice clean solution. We have this loop where we add up all the spaces, and then we go over this again where we kind of look for the longest sequence, the greatest sequence of k plus 1 values. And so if there's a gap of, so if we're looking for, we can move one value, we move this over to the left, and that creates a gap of this plus this, and we look for the 2 greatest values in a row. And since we're sliding window here and a little bit of, interval logic here. I think that was the solution for today. And yeah, pretty quality code, and I'll see you tomorrow.